Welcome to another video. We're talking about this low content book brand that I have built over the course of now 3 years at the time of this video, and how this was actually possible with ads. So I'm pulling the curtain back a little bit on how I've been able to sell over $186,000 in book sales by putting in 35 grand with the measly budget of like $47. You guys, when I started, I took my book profits and I put it back in here. And you can take a look at my budgets, my daily budgets. Aren't those so crazy? This is how I've been able to go so fast with this low content book brand. And you might be thinking like, you're running ads to low content books. I am. So a lot of these are like prompted journals that have repeated pages. So I'm a step away from composition notebooks. I'm 2 steps away from line journals. I'm 2 or 3 steps away from just basic empty books, because what I learned is that I need to put features inside of the book that customers can benefit from. When you do a low content book, it is the best way to have your brain shift to realize, like, wow, I can be profitable with books, or wow, I know how to self publish a book. That is like, if you haven't celebrated just putting your first book on Amazon, you need to congratulate yourself, because in a lot of ways, it's harder than making your first YouTube video. They're kind of similar in terms of like you're having to learn a skill set that you've never done before, but truly, like, I would not be able to build this multiple six-figure brand on Amazon KDP if I hadn't of published my first lined notebook. Okay. So going back to my budget here, what I'm telling the algorithm on for Amazon ads is that if they can get me the clicks, that I'm willing to spend that much a day. Now, this is an accelerated, somewhat advanced practice. When I tested this strategy out, I had my husband watch the kids. I put alarms on my phone. Like, I was glued to my computer, checking it every 30 minutes just to make sure that it wasn't spending that $3,000 a day, right? And the reason that it didn't is because I'm very slowly scaling up. And when you start a campaign on Amazon, it gives you the options in your settings to do your bid amount up and down or down only. And I always pick down only. And the reason why is because I want complete control as the advertiser to control when I get a click. And another reason that I start at 2 pennies is because this budget is so outrageous, right? And so I'm telling Beth Bezos, I only will give you $3,754 a day if you can get me 2 cents clicks. Okay. And he's like, I don't know. I don't know, Jenny. Like, that is a really tall order to fill. Like, okay, if you can't do it, what do I do next? He says, you might have to increase your bid amount. Okay, Bevos, right? Like, or Beth Bezos. I go up to 4 cents, nothing. 6 cents, nothing. Every hour, I'm going up 2 pennies until I get to 15 or 16 or 17 or 18, and then 20, 23. Then around, like, depending on your niche, you're going to see what it actually costs to play in Amazon ads. And I always like to do this, you guys. Do you see my first 3 campaigns here for campaign type? I'm doing this with sponsored products that are all automatic because I know that Beth Bezos knows the customer better than I do. And so when you do automatic, what happens is Amazon ends up sending you the keywords that your customers are typing in before they find your book. That is more powerful than getting it from someone on Fiverr that you paid for. It is more powerful than copying somebody else on Amazon KDP. And it is more powerful. It is 2 steps deeper than getting it from a third party software like keyword research tools. Now, you guys know I have some favorite keyword research tools, and I have some favorite KDP people who have launched third party resources and tools. And if you asked me, Jenny, there's a path here. The left path is that you can only use keyword research tools to create new books. I'm like, okay, that's the left path. What's the right path? The right path is that we will feed you data right into your Amazon account and tell you what the customer is typing in. I will take the road on the right. I love third party tool plugins. I love them. But the majority of my success started when I tested out a bunch of niches and a book started selling, and I reverse engineered the book profitability. So I had margins to turn on ads, and I turned on ads and it gave me more keywords. And instead of targeting those keywords, it's made more sense for me to go create a new asset in a book form. Books are assets and incomes follow assets. You guys have seen that over the past 2.5 years, there was 1 month on Amazon where I brought in 11 grand, and that allowed us to buy a rental property. And that rental property just got rented out. We renovated, we flipped the whole thing, but it's an income generating asset now. We diversified that. That would not have been possible as quickly if I hadn't have found a profitable niche on Amazon. So now that rental property, the house is getting more valuable because of inflation, but now we have someone in there that pays the mortgage for us. Okay. That happened because I found a profitable niche. So there is this balance of how much time and energy do I put back into my book brand on Amazon on a third party platform that I don't own, or how do I make the decisions that this brand has done good, I can continue to move and make passive income with it, with the exception of running Amazon ads. When I run Amazon ads, it's not a passive income anymore because I have to get on the computer and I have to check it. But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with that. Okay. And I'm not trying to digress or get distracted, but what I'm trying to explain is that my success came from taking the risk of putting money into a book ad. And Amazon gave me data from the book ad that then I had the decision, do I go all in this one book, even though I've already learned how to publish books in general, or do I take that data and I iterate on it and I use my ideation skills of thinking of a new book and I launch a new book in that same pen name, in that same niche, and I do it over and over and over again. Okay. So that's why it's so important that you don't give up. That's why it's so important that you actually try to find a profitable niche for yourself. Because when you have one, you can put all of your energy, all of your amazingness, all of your skills into that one. And then you're not having to think or hire out like, oh, I don't know anything about this niche, blah, blah, blah. Like when you have a profitable one, that's where all your energy goes. And you keep pumping out books because they are income generating assets. So if you're like, tell us more, how do I start? You have to be able to know how to upload a book. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is that you need to be using keywords that are searched by Amazon customers. And then also, you need to publish in categories that are not overly saturated. So Amazon can suggest your book because you made a good cover, you made a good interior. Okay. Now, this is new to me as of 3 years. Like 4 years ago, I would have had to figure all this out. And slowly I did. And I want that for you too. But I want you to see that because we're on the other side, we're a KDP self-publisher, we have more data to work with. So we know how to reverse engineer book profitability. right? We know we need margins in a book to be able to scale. So if you are looking to advance in, you have some books that are selling, that is a good time to decide to turn on ads. And as I did this, I meticulously documented this. I have 68 videos in a playlist here that on YouTube that cover Amazon ads. Okay. I went on to create step-by-step tutorials on how I did this in different campaigns, that there's over 20 strategies that I have in my bids and budget ad momentum playbook. If you want a coupon code, I have a coupon code just for the end of this month for that. But I would just want you to know that like it's possible if you have the belief that it's possible. And if you don't have the belief, borrow my belief. Borrow my belief by taking action and telling yourself, I deserve to figure this out. I can create a book that sells, and I can put value out in the world that comes back to me in the form of royalties. Okay? If you're not making money with your books, you need to put more value into it, because it is it's a rule of the universe. When you put value out, it will come back to you. Okay? If you're copying someone, that's actually not putting value into the universe. You're trying to siphon someone else's value. Okay? So and I say that to you guys like you actually do that. I know that those people that are here to learn. So I apologize. I don't want to be offensive, and I'm not saying that to you. I just have to say it out loud so we understand that there's so much abundance and goodness in the world for us, but we have to believe in that for ourselves. And when we believe in it, then it changes our actions and we start taking other steps. In addition to publishing composition notebooks, we think about what more value can I provide by learning a skill set that's going to come back to me in the form of royalties. If you need more help, put it in the chat. If this helped you, put it in the chat. If there's light bulbs you had, put it in the chat. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you guys. Peace out.